Hello everyone, welcome to PDINA'. I hope you're doing well today. I am so sorry I did not put out a video over the weekend. I really wasn't feeling well. I actually had a couple of sick days, so thanks for your patience and being here with me today. So today I'm going to be talking about Harry's miserable self and the royal rumors around Harry and Meghan splitting, and how you can tell the signs of this being an impending thing that is going to happen just by what Harry is doing right now. And that's what we're going to talk about. Let's get into it. So you like, a little different today. Well. What we know to be happening with at least Princess Diana's brother is Earl Spencer is going to be divorcing his wife, Karen Gordon. That is really sad news. This is his Earl Charles Spencer's third marriage, and he says that he is immensely sad. This statement was confirmed on June 8th, and it really is very sad because there are children involved. Although several of his children are already adults now, he still has a 12-year-old. And you look at the fact that there's another divorce that he is going through, it really shows you that you can see people's likelihood for divorce based on their past lives, their past ways of doing things. And when there's no cycle that is broken, and you continue to not get the help you need, you're bound to repeat these things. And I think that is what Earl Spencer, Charles Spencer, is saying when he talked about, he's going to spend more time just devoting himself to his children, his grandchildren, and that he wishes Karen happiness in the future, which I think is a good way to move on. Like, don't have any ill will, to just move on, and that your children can have the best parts of both of their parents. He went on to say, when looking at the wreckage of my first marriage and second marriages, I've learned early in therapy that being sent away to boarding school at 8 years of age meant that I had next to no understanding of intimacy. It is almost an inevitable consequence of the trauma, of which homesickness was the most obvious symptom. Equally, I became highly reactive, so that any slights or threats of abandonment jolted me into fight or flight survival. And looking at his quote, I think I can see definitely Harry in this. And I think this is why I can look at what Harry is going through now and predict that that's going to be his future as well. And I don't say it with glee to be happy about it, but it's inevitable. You look at how he said, Earl Charles Spencer said, he became reactive to any slights or threats of abandonment, jolted him into flight or fight. Harry's done the exact same thing. He feels abandoned by his mother in the sense that he doesn't have her in his life anymore. He is very reactive to things. I think this is why he has this book that he has written, the things that they have done together, Harry and Meghan, reacting to the things that have been done to them by putting out these interviews to just give responses back. They can't sit into the uncomfortableness of things to just move on with your life and your goals and your purpose. But there's this constant retaliating or trying to get even, to make rights wrong. And that's an endless cycle to be in, because you need to make rights right with yourself and your past and your history, to know that that's the only way you're going to move forward. It's not going to be with all these interviews and writing these books on these things. But you have to be right in your own way to know, okay, move forward, but don't try to react to the things that have been done to you. And now that Harry and Meghan have these children, there's problems that they're going to face. So let me just get into the rumors around this split, because there's a couple things that I've seen that have made this look like telltale signs that this is going to happen without their actually coming out and saying it. Harry is searching for a UK base, and his friends do not visit him in the US due to his rifts with Meghan. And they go on to say that Harry wants to find a home in the UK after being evicted from his Frogmore residence. We know Harry has now lived in LA for 4 years now. The newness, the excitement of freedom flight and in California, away from those family members, all the things that gave him excitement have worn off. He's now sitting in the normalcy of his regular, mundane, not special, looking at that same kind of woman with a narcissist attitude every day kind of a feeling. That's what he is in right now. He's like sitting and stewing in that. It's like the freshness of everything has worn off, and now you've got to simmer down to like, okay, this is the raw it factor for you now. Living in California, miles away from your family, your friends won't come visit you because they can't stand your wife. Your wife has isolated you from your family, has caused you to lose things that are important to you that you've worked on. One being the fact that he wasn't even at the D-Day celebration, which he should have been there. So there's a lot that Harry is missing out on. And it is because of his wife. And I believe in the beginning it was so exciting to be these rebels and to go against the grain and really give those royals a piece of our mind and trying to be these rebels that are going to just shake the monarchy up. Well, the monarchy is not shaken up. It's just doing its thing and dealing with serious health issues within the family of the senior royals. And Meghan has made you feel like you're going to make some kind of headway against the royal family to, and reacting, like what I said before, to all these things that were done to you by the royal family or within the royal household and by the press, and everyone's just doing them. And you're just sitting and stewing in stuff that's not changing. Your actions have not caused any changes that you thought it would cause. You haven't received the response that was going to make you feel better about, oh, I'm glad I did that. I gave them a piece of my mind. Look at what they're now doing. Nothing has turned out to give you the validation that you need right now. And now you're just in this moment of just the mundane. And it's kind of boring and it's not exciting. And what really matters is family. What really matters are your relationships with people that you know. What really matters are the relationships that your children could be forming right now, these long-lasting relationships. Because think about this. Who are the children that Harry and Meghan, who are the children that are going to befriend Harry and Meghan's children? Okay, these kids that they say are theirs. Who are their friends going to be? Other Hollywood kids, not royalty. So they're growing up without having these bonds of commonality with other royals. They're going to be strangers in the world of royalty when they become older and ask their father, why did you keep us from our grandparents and our cousins? Like, we don't even know these people. Do you know the resentment that their children are going to have towards Harry and Meghan? Like, they're making so many profound mistakes right now as we speak because of their selfishness, because of their retaliatory attitude that, keeping your children from these family members is somehow going to hurt them more than you, when it's really hurting Harry and Meghan more and their children. Yeah, I'm sure the royals are sad behind it, but what can they do? They just have to wait till the kids grow up and ask questions. So they're not going to be winning, especially with their children moving forward as they get older. But the other thing is, Harry, having lived in California for these 4 years, it's a mundane life now. He doesn't have a British address. He doesn't have this connection to his old life that would help sustain him in California. He has nothing to sustain him, Harry doesn't, in California. So every day that you're there, time is passing and you're becoming more miserable by the day. This article goes on to also talk about he misses old Etonian and army friends, many of whom have not visited as they don't get along with Meghan. And that must really hurt, that your wife is even suppressing your happiness by her attitude. Your wife is suppressing your connectedness to what makes you you and what makes you tick and what gives you life. She's affecting that just by her presence. It's like the woman doesn't have to do anything. Just the mere fact that she is there makes people not want to come visit you, Harry. And yeah, it's almost like that's unfortunate for you, Harry. What do you have to look forward to? You don't have the well-rounded, wholesome life that you wanted. But there's a key sign that shows us that Harry is the split is inevitable. It talks about how Harry is determined to find his own permanent home in the UK, which is partly why he is continuing his legal action to get British taxpayers to pay for his security. Ladies and gentlemen, that fact alone, that Harry is continuing to try to get this paid for security when he is in the UK, tells us everything we need to know, that Harry wants to be back in the UK. And this is why he is fighting so desperately to get this security that he wants, so that when he is back, he feels like the rest of the other royals. He has that specialness about him, that he gets this high security that he wants when he is in the UK, because he plans to be back on a more consistent basis. And he's going to be able to appeal this decision now. But this is where it gets really sad. And this is where the experiences that I've had in my own life are a telltale sign of what I know Harry's going to expect in his own life. Okay, you done? There will come a day when Harry and Meghan will split, when Harry will have to go back to the United Kingdom without his children. He will have to go back because he will not want to be in America a minute longer once this marriage is over. And he will certainly want to bring his children with him back to the United Kingdom. But we know Meghan is never going to set foot in the United Kingdom ever again. She will never even allow those children to go to the United Kingdom with Harry, because she won't allow him to take the kids while they're together, let alone when they're not together. But Harry's going to have to fight really hard to get his children to be able to go with him to England for visitations, because this is going to be one of those situations where the children are going to be forced to go visit Harry in the United Kingdom, or to go with Harry to the United Kingdom for his visitation. And this is something that I had to do myself with my son. And there was a day when I had to put my 6-year-old son on a plane by himself to Europe. That was the toughest day of my life. And it was court ordered. I had to do it. I didn't have a choice. And Harry's going to find himself in a very similar situation one day when he is going to demand to bring his children to the United Kingdom. And it's only going to be through a court order and fighting and trying to get the privileges as a father to have his children come with him. Because who says that Meghan is the only one that gets to decide where the kids get to go? Harry's the father. So Harry has a lot to look forward to, in that he's going to have to either be with his children when he goes to the United Kingdom and visits with his own family, or he's going to have his children put on a flight to go see their father. Well, I mean, they have enough money. He could fly out there, pick them up, and then go back. I mean, money's not an object. But this is the reality, that Harry is a ticking bomb is waiting. The bomb that he is going to have to endure is that he will not be able to have his normal life with his children in the United Kingdom without it being a forced visitation, where he can take his children to the United Kingdom. Because that's the kind of woman he married. We can tell by the fact that the friends of Harry don't even want to go visit Harry because of Meghan. That tells you everything you need to know. That tells you everything you need to know about the kind of future Harry is going to have when he splits from this woman and tries to get custody of his own children. It's going to be a battle. We can see the signs. And that's what Harry has to look forward to. So the fact that we have these rumors, these rumbles of a royal split or issues within this marriage, these are the things that you would start to see about right now for the impending separation. But then you throw in the children element and then the international part of this, and you've got a disaster waiting to be challenged by an official court ruling. Because Harry is going to be on the losing end of this. He already is, because his butt is sitting over in California right now, twiddling his thumbs, doesn't have no friends or connection to his homeland. Neither do his children. So who is at the losing end of this relationship? Harry. And then you throw in the things that they've created together, the Archwell Foundation, their commitment to doing certain things with their charity work, which I am definitely going to be talking about because there's some shadiness with that. But there's a lot of complexity within this marriage that are going to be challenged that Harry is going to have to address. Now, I do know that there is this ruling or something around the king having custody of royal children, and I don't know that the king would want to take up that right because of what it would look like, the optics of it all, and Meghan trying to say he trying to take my kids from a black woman. I'm Nigerian, American, and this white king is trying to take custody over something I birthed, or no, I didn't birth, but these children that are supposed to be mine, he's trying to take custody. Like, can you see the spin on that? If Charles tried to uphold that law or whatever that is that says that the king has legal custody of royal children, look, the reality is it's not going to be good. And however you put this, Harry's got a lot of things that are waiting to just collapse his whole world, because it is starting to collapse. Don't get it twisted, folks. It is starting to collapse. And we're watching it in real time. It's history in the making, folks. And I'm just waiting to see the day that it actually comes through, because I'm going to have a lot to say based on my own life experiences. Oh, yeah, I know how this is going to end up. You just watch. You watch and wait and see what is going to happen.